All right, so the end that is closer to my mark goes down into the seat, and the tenon that goes down to the seat is a 1/2 inch. So I'll use my bigger notch here. The notch is 5/8 of an inch both directions. I can use it which way you want. And I'll start in the ray plane, and don't put my draw knife down that way. Make a big mess.
So you want to scoop pretty fast. You want to scoop pretty fast here and get down to that that 5/8. It gives the spindle, you know, this thin look that lifts it up. You know, I mean, you can get the spindle too small and too thin, but mostly what I see are spindles that have too much wood on them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a kink in this spindle, and so to fix that, I'm going to take more wood out of here, more wood out of here to try and straighten that out. I've done that on the first side, so now I'm going to take wood off of this end a little bit, try and straighten it out. I'm not totally following the long wood fibers here, but it's, I think, close enough. I'll get my little scoop in there. The other thing I see often with my students, at least, maybe it's the way I teach them, is that there's too much scooping happening right here. And so it's not a subtle curve. I'm parallel all the way down to the end up to about an inch or 3/4 of an inch from that line, but then it scoops from there. It's not scooping over a 1/4 inch. It's about more 3/4 to an inch to where I'm doing that scoop. Is that about right, Curtis?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've done the 2 ray planes. So they're right. Now I need to do the 2 tangential planes. Right. So doing this real methodically makes it a lot easier. This is the same way a blacksmith would taper a piece of metal. Taper it square. Even if it started out round, he would make it square, taper it in that square shape, then make it octagonal, and make it round. We're not going to make it round, but we're going towards an octagonal shape. Okay, that looks good. So I'm doing this end first while it's still stiff at the other end. And I'll flip it around and put that end in, and now I can thin this end down, and I get to work on a stiff piece longer. And I guess here, I at least start at this end and work my way back, like the opposite of what we were talking about earlier. Is that what you do?
No, it's not what I do, but I think that's the sensible thing to do. I just learned how to just start right up at the point and just get deeper as I come out. But that's a little harder. But you know, once I got used to it, it's the way I do it. It takes a lot less cuts that way, but it's not as safe.
So I'm going to get one side to where I think it might be pretty good, but maybe a little bit fat, and then work on the opposite side. I guess I did what you did just then.
You did.
I don't know what I'd do. So now I'm sighting down it from the end to see whether I've got the same scoop on both sides, to see, you know, whether it's bumpy or straight, see what it looks like.
And then also look at it from your side angle too, your face angle, lay it down on your lap and look at it just sitting on top of it. Yeah. And just see how it looks. Do you have enough wood removed, you know, or the size equal? So look at it like Elia was looking at it, and look at it that other way too.
Could be this from the cameras, from y'all's perspective, this way.
Right.
And then also that way.
Mm-hmm. Right. So if you get these first 2 sides right, it's going to be easier when you go to the tangential plane to get them right.
So I need to take more off the end. So I'm going to go back in there, starting wherever I think I can get a nice shape out of it. And get it down to, oh, I got to use this other gauge here. Shoot. Okay, I'd stop just in the nick of time. So I'm at 7/16 there. Get rid of that sucker. And so I'm probably parallel for a good, 5-6 inches there at the
Right,
end.
and that's what you want. You don't want these things that look like a pencil that's been sharpened. They're not very elegant.
Right. I guess I do it the way you do it. I don't know. I'd stop thinking about it. I'd know what I did. So this plane, again, is kind of tough because I've got a hard layer, a soft layer, a hard layer, a soft layer that I'm diving down through. And so I cut that hard layer and not much happens. And then I hit that soft layer and suddenly I'm taking a lot of wood off. So you really got to watch out for that and just try and go easy on it. Flip it over to the other side. Okie doke.
And now you take it to the octagonal and you'll be
Okay,
there.
I guess I'll start on the thick end again.
Right, flip it over.
And so here I've got to start beyond my line. So my line's there, starting back here. I get it octagonal even at that line. Or also at that line. Back on familiar ground, I know how to do this. I've actually never built one of these chairs before. I started one when Jane Mickleborough was here and had just taken a class with Curtis. And she was teaching a spoon carving class here, and I started on a Democratic chair class then, or parts for a Democratic chair then, threw them all upstairs, and they've sat up there for, I guess it's a year or two now. So learning as I go here.
It looks good.
There we go.
Yeah, hold it straight up. They can see how thin you've got it there. Yeah. There. Yeah. Now turn it straight up vertical to where they can see yeah. Now they can see the shape of that, how even, what an even taper that he's got running up through there. That's a slightly concave, very slightly concave. And that's hard to do. Those, that long cut on those spindles, just not enough is fat and just a little bit too much is too thin. And that's why most people leave them fat, is because it's so easy to get it thin because the things are so small. As the legs are more forgiving, legs and posts, they're so big.